and you guys are on Zoom, and then I'm gonna post it onto YouTube as well. So we're gonna get started that way. Anyway, so the mise en place for this particular item is 2 pineapples. They could be kind of like medium pineapples, or they could be small pineapples. These are kind of large pineapples, which is fine. You want to get like a large carrot. I'm actually using a parsnip for this one. And then just a couple of bamboo skewers like this. Now you could also use like juniper berries or whatever for the eyes, or, all right, so I'm just probably gonna end up using probably some of the, maybe some cherry tomato that I have there or whatever. So in any case, let's get started. I'm gonna turn this down so you guys can see this Julio coming back in. So you guys can see my my hands. You guys can see my hands really good now? All right, if you have any questions, go ahead and put them in the chat. I'll open up chat real quick so you guys can, all right, we'll open up chat real quick so you can put it in chat, or you can just kind of yell out as well. All right, so, okay, so there's my hands. All right, so there's several cuts we're gonna make. I'm gonna go ahead and choose. What I did first was I took the pineapples and I washed them a little bit with a little bit of hot water, and then cold water to just kind of get that white powdery stuff off. If they're kind of dead or dying on top, you can actually take them and you can give it like a little bit of a haircut. I do it kind of like on an angle like this, so you can take out some of those dead pieces or whatever. All right, and then what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make several cuts. The cuts are key to making this, and we're gonna be making a parrot or a cockatoo or whatever it is. So anyway, so the first cut, I'm actually gonna, I wanna look at my pineapple and I wanna see, okay, so this pineapple has kind of like a, the top is kind of bent over to one side, so maybe I'll use that as the tail kind of bent up a little bit. So I'm not gonna use that one first then, I'm gonna use this one first. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut it in half, but not straight on an angle, not straight, I'm gonna cut it like on a 45-degree angle and make that first cut, just like that, right? So this is gonna be my base. So I wanna keep this nearby right here for my base. Or you know what, let me turn it this way a little bit, and then I can put it on this side, so this way it doesn't block the view. All right, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this, and this is gonna be the head. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna cut pineapple off the side, and I'm gonna leave about 1 inch of pineapple in the center, just like that. So as you can see, I have like 1 inch there. Do you see that? And then I have this is gonna be like the head, okay? So I wanna save these because these could be the wings later on, so I'll save these. All right, and then I'll hold this off to the side, and then I'm gonna make the body. So this is gonna be my body, and again, it has the curl, the top is curling over, so that could be the tail. And what I'm gonna do is I'm going to take an angle cut, so I'm gonna cut like in the middle of the bottom, and then an angle cut, and so I have just gonna cut a piece off, just like that. All right, you can see how that piece just comes off there. Okay, and you can hang on to this. And then, so this is the body. Now, I'm gonna put this up on top of here because that is gonna be where it's gonna be located. Right there, I'll give it a little push down. I'm gonna secure it down with little bamboo skewers later on. And then I switch over to my paring knife. Okay, I have my straight paring knife here. Oh, all right, I didn't bring a straight paring knife. I brought a tournée knife, but that's okay. And what I'm gonna do is I'm going to set this up on top so that I can get that exact dimension. And then I'm gonna make a kind of a groove in there. Can everybody see? I want to make a groove in the top there, about that same diameter. So it's about 1 inch. I wanna make it tight so it, right, and then take a little gap out of here. So I take that piece out. That piece is about the same diameter of the piece, right? So everybody sees that? Can you see that? That piece that I took out is kind of like the same diameter, and then I'm going to place that in there like that. So now, you can see how the cockatoo or this is coming together. Now, what I want to do is I want to take out like a little horseshoe piece here too. All right. I don't want to. And I want to kind of make it here, so I'm going to mark it here with a little bit with my knife here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over and I'll move this to the side so you can see it. And then I'm going to take out a little horseshoe piece. Just like that. All right, so as you can see now, it's starting to take the shape of the head of a cockatoo or parrot, right? So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to round off some of the edges so it looks a little more realistic. Oops, slippery. Right? Nobody's going to eat it, so that's why I don't have gloves on, but you can go ahead and put gloves on if you're going to serve it, you know, to a customer or something. Obviously, ready-to-eat foods, you want to keep gloves on, right? All right, so now I can place this on top again. All right, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my bamboo skewers and I'm going to just shove them down so that everything gets held together by the bamboo skewer. Straight down, all the way down. And then if it won't go all the way down, I'm going to go ahead and use the knife as a hammer. In the garde manger, we use our knives as hammers. All kinds of stuff, right? All right, and then so it's a little bit long, so I'm just going to break it off. So there's one. And then I'm going to come on this side. Cut it. All right. Turn it around. Maybe come on this side. I wanted to make sure that it doesn't fall apart on the buffet, you know? Nobody likes when your products fall apart on the buffet, right? So I'm going to go ahead and cut. A little trim here. All right, now you can see how it's starting to come together. And what I want to do is I want to take this and make the beak out of it. So this is a parsnip. You could use a carrot. I think I've sent you guys some carrots. So I'm going to keep that off to the side just for a second. I'm going to cut about 3 inches. I'm going to cut a base and then about 3 inches off the bottom of the parsnip like that. You see that? And then everybody remembers the tournée from their 111 class, right? So what I'd like to do is just peel the entire thing by making a tournée, but I want to, as I'm doing that, shape it into a beak. So I'm going to shape it into a beak. So I'm going to go straight down and then over here to the side and then on the other side. So everything I do, everything I do on one side, I'm going to do on the other. All right, so 2 more on this side. All right, and so as you can see, I'm shaping it into a beak. Just gotta make sure you grip it. Remember, when you're doing vegetable and fruit carving, the rule is what? If you start cutting your finger, stop cutting immediately. That's supposed to be funny, but not really funny if you're cutting yourself, I guess. All right, and then I'm gonna go ahead and form a little mouth groove here. On one side, so I took a little piece out for the mouth groove, you see? And then I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. Mouth groove. All right, so I have the mouth groove on both sides, and then I'm gonna shape the mouth by coming around. Like that. Again, you're trying to tap into your artistic side here. And why are we doing this? We're doing this so that when we put it on the buffet, we have that ooh and the ah and the wow factor. We get the customers saying, wow, I can't believe how beautiful that is. He actually made a pineapple into a parrot. Okay, so then I'm gonna take some of the skewers. I'm gonna cut them a little smaller. I'm going to cut them on an angle so that, right? I'm going to put one here and then one here. Do 2. All right, and then what I'm going to do is come over here and you know what? I'm going to trim this a little bit. Right, now I have my cockatoo. Right, and let me grab a container to set it up on. A little bit more realistic. Pull off these pieces on the top here. Tip this up. See. So does it look like a parrot or a cockatoo? You kind of can make some sounds. I actually like to. You can take these and these can become the wings. So you can actually stick these in with some. So these can become the wings. Like that. All right, and then cherry tomato or juniper berry or whatever. And cut a piece and just place it up here for the eye. For the eye. So now you have a cockatoo. All right, so we're gonna take about a 5-minute break and go ahead and cut. You're gonna